Greetings, gamers! I'm PIKACHU. Pokemon Hard Gold with only one Mankey was a surprisingly tough challenge, so let's take on a classic but still pretty difficult one. Today's the day I figure out, can I beat Pokemon Red with a team of only Pikachu? Pikachu has a base stat total of 300, a little weaker than most first form starters. In the other Kanto games where you can start with Pikachu, most notably Let's Go Pikachu, it has some things to set it apart that make it want to put it on your team. We don't have any Zippy Zap here though. We're getting through this one on pure skill. Pikachu is frail, but it can hit fast and surprisingly hard when it needs to. By level up, we don't get much besides some status moves and electric type attacks, and we don't have much coverage by TM either. This could be a hard one. Just like in all my challenge runs, I'm running the script as I go through with the challenge, so what you're hearing and reading now is all being written before I started. Make sure to comment down below whether or not you think I can win. I think I could pull through, but not without a crazy amount of levels, especially with a special stat being a thing in this game. Some major fights worry me. Let's give a quick rundown of the rules. In combat, I can only use Pikachu. Other Pokemon are allowed for HMs, but none of them can fight. No items are allowed in battle, only Pokeballs, Toad items, and items outside of combat are allowed. With all that out of the way, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more, and let's get right on with the challenge. To start, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Pikachu so we can do the whole run with it. I choose to replace Squirtle so our rival gets Venusaur, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name it Dedenne because that's hilarious. On literally our first attack, I miss Thundershock, a 100% accurate move, which is because of the 1-256 glitch. Basically, due to a programming error, every move has a 1 in 256 chance to miss, added on top of the existing chance for moves that aren't 100% accurate. And while we still won the battle, it was kind of funny to see. After that, we made our way to Pewter City and it's time to grind. We're only level 9 after taking out everything on the way, and there's no way we're beating Brock before at least level 16. We get Quick Attack at level 16, which will be the only move that can hit Brock's Pokemon. You get Double Team in Yellow, but we still have Growl to get their attack down, which can also be great against Brock's Onix that loves to spam Bide. First try at level 16 and Geodude just overpowers us. Let's try to get out some Growls before attacking on the next try. On the second attempt, we take down Geodude, but we don't even get Onix to half health before we run out of Quick Attack PP. I'll grind all the way to level 25 and come back. At level 25, the fight goes well enough. I can't give you the blow by blow because of how long it was, but we managed to chip down both Onix and Geodude despite yet another 1-256 miss. Man, I never get those in competitive. I wonder where all this bad luck is coming from. All the trainers on the following route and on Mount Moon are easy experience because of all the grinding we had to do. Until they catch up to us in levels, the run's probably gonna go pretty fast. Speaking of Mount Moon, on the way through I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, as I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. To prove my earlier point, once we reached Cerulean City, Blue Zone wants a total sweep. Misty afterwards went well, but Starmie's Bubble Beam was strong as always. On the SSN, we get Body Slam, which will probably be our main normal type move for the rest of the run. The rival fight's pretty easy, and now I can take on Surge. He goes well and can't do much to us as we 1 or 2-shot all his Pokemon. Afterward, we get the Thunderbolt TM, which we can teach over Thundershock because apparently Pikachu doesn't learn Thunderbolt by level up in this game. Gen 1 is awful. After constantly running out of Body Slam, PP, and Rock Tunnel, we reach Lavender Town where I decide to take on our rival in Pokemon Tower. His Pidgeotto and Gyarados are both Okos, and Growlithe just does weak damage with a bite. Kadabra goes down to 1 Body Slam, and Ivysaur after just goes down to 2 Body Slams after using Growl. We breeze through the Rocket Hideout, but now it's time for Giovanni, who could be tough. Onix goes down to a few Double Edges, I found the TM in the Hideout and replaced Growl, and does very little damage in return with Rage. Rhyhorn afterwards goes down to about the same, and Kangaskhan goes down to 1 Thunderbolt. Erigo is interesting afterward. Victory Bell lives a Double Edge, but it misses its follow-up Sleep Powder so we can just take it out on the next turn. Tangela does the same, but it just hits a weak Constrict, and Vileplume goes down to the same cycle, winning us the fight. Koga goes well too, with us not taking a single hit from any of his Pokemon due to some good luck. We're on a nice quick boss rush now, so let's go ahead and take on the Silph rival. He's a total sweep up until Venusaur, which was to be expected. Giovanni time, and his first 2 Pokemon go down to 1 Thunderbolt each. Rhyhorn eventually goes down to some Double Edges, but we're getting pretty damage going into Nidoqueen. We paralyze it off Body Slam, but take damage in return, and our follow-up Double Edge rolls low the next turn, leaving us on only 3 HP as Nidoqueen luckily uses Tail Whip. We can take it out on the follow-up, but we haven't seen a game that close in a while. Looks like the run might be picking up again. Sabrina time, and buckle up because this one's a doozy. Kadabra goes down to 1 Body Slam, but Mr. Mime was on a Sliver from Double Edge and crits with Confusion. Venomoth lives a Thunderbolt afterward and paralyzes us with Stun Spore, and we lose a turn to Paralysis as we get hit with a Leech Life and Psybeam. Last is Alakazam, and I'm sure it's over, but he uses Recover with full health as we lose a turn to Paralysis. On the turn after, he just uses Psy Wave, which misses as I leave him on a Sliver from another Double Edge. Man, this Pokemon's bad stats are really catching up. Doesn't matter just yet though, because Gen 1 AI makes Sabrina use Reflect on a Sliver as we just take her out on the follow-up with Body Slam, giving us an insane game and our 6th gym badge. Blaine time, and weirdly enough, this fight was pretty unremarkable after that last battle. We just sweep most of his team, and whenever we don't kill, he doesn't really do anything. Arcanine lives 2 hits, but it just spams Roar, a move that doesn't do anything in battle on Gen 1, so we win easily. Now it's time for the last gym battle, and this one could be tough. Giovanni leads Rhyhorn, so we're taking a bit of damage against it as we take it down. It uses Fissure a few times, but keeps missing. Dugtrio goes down to Double Edge, and Nidoqueen and Nidoking end up going down without poisoning on Soft Poison Sting. Last, this Rhydon comes out, and get ready to watch some Scarlet and Violet VGC Regulation C gameplay because this Rhyhorn literally spammed Fissure until, praying to every god I could possibly think of, I managed to KO it without going down to the raw power of sheer RNG. The sad thing is, there are competitive Pokemon players who use this as an actual strategy. Subscribe if you want to see me talk about that, because it'd be a fun idea for a video.
Hey, editing Shoot Kapow here. So, I may have forgotten a couple of things about Fissure. First off, in the current generations, if your level is higher than the opponent's level, then I think it at least has a chance to just not work, like a higher chance, and then at a certain level it just stops working. But in Gen 1, Fissure just straight up fails 100% of the time if your speed stat is higher than the opponent using Fissure. So I had a 0% chance of getting hit by Fissure here, and Giovanni just spammed it because I think it was just the Gen 1 AI glitch of if a move has a type that's super effective against a target, they spam it, like Agility against poison types. So yeah, that happened.
After that, I decided it might be a good idea to grab the submission TM only after I've beaten the notorious Rock-type guy 3 times. I haven't used Thunder Wave much all of this run, so I might replace it with something later, but for now this is the set. Afterward, we take on Blue before Victory Road, and it goes surprisingly well. Pidgeot's an Oko, and while Rhyhorn lives a submission, it just uses one of its 2 defense-lowering moves, I'm not joking, and goes down on the follow-up. Gyarados and Growlithe go down to 1 Thunderbolt each, and Alakazam lives a Body Slam but just hits a weak Psybeam. Does he even have Psychic at this point? I just checked, yes he does, and he chose the weaker Psychic-type move to hit us with. Gen 1 AI, man. Because of this, Venusaur afterwards gets paralyzed off Body Slam, and he can't take us out with Fine Whip, and even though it's a 3-hit KO, it gets fully paralyzed in the next turn, letting us take it out to win the fight on our first try. We make it through Victory Road, and here are our stats before the Pokemon League. We have amazing speed and really nice attack, and our special's alright too. That defense stat worries me though, and I don't think we'll be able to get past Lance, or maybe even Bruno without a few more levels. We'll try it at our current level though, and we'll see how it goes. Leave your final guesses on whether or not we can win in the comments below. Let's do this. Lorelei the Ice-type trainer's up first. Her Dugong survives in a Sliver, but luckily since Gen 1 AI moves after you attack, she doesn't hit us and just uses a Super Potion, letting us take her out on the follow-up. Cloyster and Slowbro after her one-shots, and Jinx gets fully paralyzed off a Body Slam, meaning we can take it down with no damage as well. Lapras is last, and it survives a Thunderbolt and retaliates with a nasty Hydro Pump, but it doesn't take us out as we finish it up on the follow-up. Pretty good first fight. Second is fighting trainer Bruno. His first Onix goes down to a Sliver off a crit submission and just goes for Harden as we finish it off next turn. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee are both one-shots with Thunderbolt, and even though we get awful luck with submission missing against the second Onix, it just uses Rage, which locks you into using only it forever. It was changed in later generations, but it's really awful in this one. Last is Machamp, who probably could have taken us out as it lived a Thunderbolt, but it just went for Leer, letting us finish it off easily. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha, who's Gengar and Haunter of great special. We're low on Thunderbolt PP, so I end up falling short of the KO on our last Gengar, but I think I can make it if I spread them out just right, and maybe get a crit or 2. I only have 1 Elixir, and I don't want to be out of PP for Lance. Second try, and Gengar goes down 3 Thunderbolts. Golbat goes well enough with Body Slam, and she switches to Haunter for whatever reason in the middle of the fight, so 2 Thunderbolts do the job. She healed Arbok a lot, but eventually it went down, but we were too low from chip damage and confusion to take out our last Gengar. If we get lucky, we can win this fight. I'll try a few more times. On our 4th run, we get this attempt where she just uses bad moves, and we get lucky enough with our attacks to get through the fight basically unscathed. With that, we can heal up and move on to Lance. Our first attempt goes alright, with us outgoing Gyarados and 2-shotting his first Dragonair with Body Slam, but his second one lives in damage range and heals while doing more damage to us. Aerodactyl goes down to 1 Thunderbolt and Dragonites out last. Body Slam paralyzes again, but it doesn't stop him from taking out our remaining HP with Slam. Alright, if we're a little luckier, we can win this for sure. Eventually, we get this run where Dragonite gets paralyzed and crit enough to go down without hurting us, meaning it's time to take on the champion, our rival. I think we've got a good shot at this fight, but we'll see how it goes. Sorry about the flashing lights. Gen 1, the considerate game that it is, forces move animations on for the champion fight, meaning that I and some of you have to just suffer now. Pidgeot goes down to 1 Thunderbolt as always, though, so if there's something nice. Alakazam takes a lot of damage from Body Slam and just sets up Reflect, which only affects the Pokemon that use it in this game, so it just goes down to Thunderbolt afterward. Rhydon could have been a problem, but a crit submission means it goes down easily, and Gyarados after is another Thunderbolt Oko. Arcanine lives a Thunderbolt and Body Slam, but just uses Ember and Roar, so we take it out easily, and last is Venusaur. I decided to use Thunder Wave to decrease the chance of it hitting us, but it just charges up Solar Beam and takes us out on the next turn. If we get good Parahacks against Venusaur, that's the run. After grinding out attempts, I decided to use our Rare Candies to get up to level 71, which should make a few things more consistent. On this attempt, we make it to Venusaur with a good amount of health remaining, and due to a lucky Body Slam, it gets fully paralyzed, letting us take it out in another couple of turns as it just hits a weak Mega Train, getting us into the Hall of Fame and winning us the run. Well, that was pretty quick. I beat the champion and I'm only on page 4 of my script. This should be a nice easy video to get out to you guys, but what won't be, it's going to be my next Pokemon challenge. I started this channel with a Let's Play style series of the Blacktooth Nuzlocke, and I'll be putting the run together into a full video for the next challenge. It'll be nice to fully finish something that's been going on since the channel started. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more quality Pokemon content, and comment down below what challenges you'd like to see me do. Follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server, both in the description below, to hang out with me and other Pikmin and Pokemon fans and just have an overall good time. With that though, I think I've plugged enough, and this pretty short but sweet video is over now, so until next time, this is PIKACHU, over and out.